We want to extend people's life, of course. I mean, that's the big thing that we want to do, not just in podiatry, but in all fields. And then there's the other thing that what we actually are able to do. So if we're able to walk, we know that that has a huge impact on our ability to extend life and quality of life. Number one, it helps out, it helps out such a slew of different things. It's hard to just pinpoint just one thing. I mean, you can see things from improving their glucose or their hemoglobin A1C, which is a diabetic marker for how high your blood sugars are, so better control of diabetes. It helps out, has been shown to be helpful for even depression, to weight loss, well, some weight loss if you're doing it at more extreme levels, to just improved quality of life. And then we know that there's a huge link, I mean, it's not hidden. We know that people that sit more actually have higher rates of mortality, meaning that they're more likely to die sooner than people that are active and walking throughout the day. And then the only way that you can really reverse that, say you're a sitter, I mean, I sit at my desk quite a bit, is to actually start doing more activity. So doing a physical activity like moderate physical activity like running or something like that in order to help kind of like the antidote to all of the sitting you're doing. If you don't recognize something is happening, you're not going to be able to pick up on until it's way too late. And the sooner we can change or do something for their foot earlier in the stages that progress through the diabetes, the better outcomes we have and some more minor things that we have to do. So one of the biggest problems with diabetics is they're not able to necessarily feel their feet because of peripheral neuropathy. So they just go walking throughout their day and they have no idea that something bad is happening to their foot. And so they don't feel the pain that they should be. And by the time the pain is actually occurring, it's way too late typically. So it could even be to the bone. So the wound could actually be going all the way to the bone. They could have stepped on a nail 4 weeks ago and it could be stuck in their heel for the whole time. And by that time, it's really hard to fix that. So if you're watching your foot on an everyday basis, you're much more likely to be able to pick up and do those early interventions to save their foot or even just real minor things. So the biggest thing I always tell my patients is to be looking for a callus with a dark spot. A callus with a dark spot, it kind of looks like a blood blister sitting under the callus. Then of course looking for wounds. If you have a wound, I certainly hope you would come in. Looking in between the toes, looking for athlete's foot. Athlete's foot's a pretty minor thing, but over time, if you're not checking it, it can actually create little wounds on the inside of in between the toes, which then can also lead to infections.